Last year, the X Factor ended on a high when Joe McElderry was crowned the winner.
The winner of the X Factor 2009 is Joe.
Tonight, we go back to where it all started as the stars of the X Factor 2009 relive the experience and reveal what they were thinking every step of the way.
Of all the songs I'd sang throughout the show, that was the one that I went to pieces on.
When we all suddenly went, my God, this guy's really good. Really good.
I remember walking through, I was just crying my eyes out before I even got onto the stage.
They surprised everybody. They even surprised me so much. They actually got it right.
Like everyone's like waiting to see what like Simon Cowell wanted to say to John Edward. So basically that made us like that put us on a different level.
This is the Xtra Factor. Rewind. Last year, the X Factor scoured the country in search of a superstar. The judges were back.
I'm not going to give you one.
Thank God you came through the door today. Wow, that was amazing.
What's to do with the group?
Stunners.
Oh.
But there was a big change, as for the first time, everyone who auditioned would have to perform in front of an audience of thousands.
When you're doing auditions in front of a live audience, you got like 2,000 people, anything can happen.
It was the scariest thing that you can really do because it was more people than I'd ever played in front of before. And it was quite simply the biggest moment of my life. I was either going to sink or swim there and then, that moment.
The whole live audition was really, really good way of showing who'd be out for the live show.
And one person who was feeling the pressure of singing in front of all those people was office worker Ollie Mears from Essex.
Walking in front of the X Factor judges and the crowd for the first time was something I'll never forget. But then when I sat on the X, it just felt such a lonely place. And it just felt like, oh my God, all these eyes are on me.
Hello?
And then when you hear the judges start talking, it really sort of hits home, oh my God, I'm on the X Factor, you know.
What's your name?
My name is Ollie.
What is your big dream?
To be a pop star and be famous and sell records and be an international superstar.
Got it.
Very superstitious. The writing's on the wall. I'm very superstitious. The ladder's about to fall.
I really liked Ollie the first time I saw him. I thought he was very cool, and he was different, quirky.
He had his own little dance, his own swagger going on, and he stood out from the crowd.
And 7 years of bad luck, and all the good things in the past.
You've got some soul in your voice, haven't you, Ollie? Very impressive.
Thank you, yeah.
You have the whole package.
This is the easiest yes I've ever given.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, when they gave me the 4 yeses, I was just really happy. I mean, even when you finish the song, you kind of feel that the crowd liked it and the judges were clapping, so you kind of felt positive. I actually felt at that point, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, you know.
But there were some acts that left the judges speechless for all the wrong reasons.
I don't know what cats being squashed sound like in Lithuania, but I now have a pretty good idea. I mean, sorry, girl.
When it feels like home, looking for you and this see the truth that is my penny.
No, never, ever.
Do you dance? Do you dance? Do you dance? Quick, mama, come on, baby, tell me what's the word? Word up.
The vocals were terrible. The dancing was awful. I think you're a nice guy. I just think you're somebody who should be listening to music, but I don't think singing is for you.
But thankfully, there were some acts that impressed right from the start, including Dagenham diva Stacey Solomon.
And what's your name?
Stacey.
Where are you from, Stacey?
Dagenham.
No.
First impressions of Stacey was, I remember when she was doing the little chat with me beforehand, I just had a feeling she was going to be terrible.
For my first audition, walking out in front of the massive studio audience was just the craziest thing ever. It was the first year they ever did it, so you're just like, oh my God. There was thousands of people there. And not only that, you've got Simon, Cheryl, Danny and Louis all sitting in front of you. You think, oh my God, what am I doing here?
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But what they're really
I just was blown away by her voice.
Stacey, you got 4 yeses. Congratulations.
Another person who really stood out was Jamie Archer.
1, 2, 1, say!
Yes, that's my moment of glory, making Simon Cowell sing along at my audition. That whole experience, those 3-4 minutes, changed my life forever, really.
And when Daniel Johnson auditioned, he blew the judges away.
When I got up onto the stage, I just wanted to get up there and just entertain and just sing my little heart out. And I sort of sang the same song at a karaoke the week before my audition. And like 2 people were like, ooh. And I was like, oh, I hope it doesn't go like that. So, but it kind of just didn't. And I loved every second of it. You know, when I finished the song, Simon was standing up, and then all the judges stood up, and I was just like, it couldn't have gone any better if I wanted it to.
I've been doing this for what, how many years? 8, 9 years? Okay, Daniel, that was single-handedly the best first audition I have ever heard.
But there was one act that split the judges from the very start. Yep, it's John and Edward.
When we first auditioned, okay, we were really excited about the whole thing because we remember watching it on TV. We'd never done any performance or anything before.
Who have we got here?
We're twins. I'm Edward. I'm John, and we're 17, and we're from Dublin.
It's a yes from Louis.
And I always felt like we had this connection with Louis because he was like from Ireland, and he always like supported me from day one. And it's kind of cool now because he's our manager.
Come on, everyone. If you know the words, sing along. Although loneliness has always been a friend of mine, I'm leaving my life in your hands.
The whole audience, like all our fans and everybody looking for my home, were kind of more glued into me now because we were only new to performing. That was like our first time singing on a microphone properly.
Who you are, where you're from, don't care what you did, as long.
Simon, what do you think? Not very good and incredibly annoying. 2 of the most, particularly you, irritating people we've had out here in a long, long time.
Think about it, everyone else was like, oh my God, it's an amazing performance, amazing vocal. And then basically it was like, everyone was like waiting to see what like Simon Cowell wanted to say to John and Edward. So basically that made us like, that put us on a different level.
Absolutely the cockiest couple of singers I've ever come across that don't have a record deal yet.
Okay, this is very, very easy for me, guys. I'm going to say no. Danny?
For me, it's a yes.
Thanks, Danny.
Cheryl, yes or no?
Go on, I'll give you a chance. I say yes.
Thank you so much.
No, yes, yes. Where are you from?
Dublin.
Okay, Louis, drum roll.
I'm saying yes. I mean, John and Edward The thing about when they walked in, there were just two young kids who wanted to be pop stars, but I saw the potential in them. And I was right. They've had a great, great career. Simon Cowell didn't get it at all, but that's good.
The thing about Lou Walsh is that he actually like really got us. Like he saw like what we've become. Like he's like everything. Like now we like to see him all the time. And no, like how cool it was. He's like, "Get through to the next round." We're like, okay.
One contestant that had all the judges' support from the start is the boy who went on to win the X Factor, Joe McElderry.
When I first walked out from the audition last year, I was absolutely petrified. The thought of having to perform in front of 3,000 people and 4 of the most influential people in music was just... I was like backstage, I was like...
What's your name?
I'm Joe.
What are you going to sing?
Dance with My Father, Luther Vandross.
When Joe first walked in the room, he had the charisma, and you could tell that he had likability as well.
I remember the effect he had on the audience that day. They were quite restless, and when he came on to sing, the whole place went quiet.
Back when I was a child, before life removed all the innocence, my father would leave me high and dance with my mother and me, and then spin me around till I fell asleep. Then up the stairs he would carry me, and I knew for sure I was loved. If I could get another chance, another walk, another dance with him, I'd play a song that would never ever end. How I love, love, love to dance with my father again.
Everything was going through my mind when I was singing. I was like, am I looking at the right place? Am I performing to the right people? Am I giving them enough eye contact? If I remembered the words, it was just, when you're in that situation, it's just literally going with the moment and hoping everything turns out for the best.
Did me really proud, and I'm really proud you're representing our city. Thank you very much.
It was really comforting to know that Cheryl was from the same area as me, and she was a judge, and I kind of thought she would be supportive, you know, even if I was out of tune, because I was from the same area.
And Joseph, you're telling me you've had no experience prior to this audition?
Well, like local gigs, charity gigs. And
Well, how many people?
maybe 100.
Well, I've got to tell you, it's astonishing. I mean, you're really, really, potentially very good. OK, Danny, yes or no?
Big, big, big yes from me.
Louis?
Yes.
Way up.
Thank you.
We may just have found ourselves a pop star. 4 yeses.
After the break, it's boot camp, and the final 24 jet to the judges' houses.
I didn't even say anything. Did you see me like not talk for about 10 minutes? I was like...